Hello everyone, welcome back. Severt is here, coming back with part 5 of What If Deku Had a Race. Now, where we last left off, Izuku was in the sport festival, and after a couple of, the first and the second round, they finally get to the fighting. And the first round was Bakugo against Toga. And Bakugo was so happy because he had the chance to blow up the face of one of the two villains in his class, as he said in his mind. And after he defeated Toga, Izuku got angry on this and he was ready to beat the living shit out of Bakugo. And after they start fighting, he make his face literally covered in blood. And they needed to make her Midnight use her quirk on Izuku to make him stop. And after that, the ceremony and everyone got their medals. Bakugo in the hospital. Izuku goes to Toga in the hospital and left a little letter by her right side. And we continue into Toga in the hospital as she wakes up saying, my head so hurts. It's like there's a train that hit me directly in my face. As she look on her right side, she find a letter with the name Izuku on it. As she said, Izuku, what does he want? As she opened the letter said, Hey Toga, I wish that you are okay. But you in the fight with Bakugo, he was just want to hurt you because he think that we are villains. But don't worry, I took care of him and I win the sport festival. So I wish you'll gonna recover very soon. Goodbye. As Toga said, he took care of him? What does he mean with that? And she looked at her left side seeing Bakugo with broken leg, broken arm, and his face covered in bandages and around his neck that thing that I don't even know what to call it. As she said, "Oh my God, does he really do all of this to Bakugo?" As Toga continues saying, "Does he did this just because Bakugo hurt me?" As she blushes a little bit for herself, thinking how Izuku was ready to literally kill Bakugo just because he hurt Toga. And after that, we cut into UA after one day from the sport festival, everyone in the class, and Toga got into the class, and Bakugo is not here because he will need a couple of days to recover, at least to start to recover. Well, anyways, as Toga sit by Izuku right side as always, as Izuku said, "Hey, Toga, are you okay?" As Toga said, "Yeah, I'm okay. My injuries are not so much. I feel better, a lot better, and congratulations on winning the sport festival. And thank you for taking care of Bakugo, but you really didn't need to do that." As Izuku said, "Oh, come on now. I know, you know, that Bakugo was having fun attacking you because he just want to hurt us. So why does he not deserve a little bit of pain?" As Toga blushes a little bit and said, "Thank you." And after that, Aizawa come into the class saying, "Well, student, first of all, Izuku Midoriya, congratulations on winning the sport festival. But everyone, don't think just because he won that means is he's better than you, than anyone here. Because the sport festival wasn't just something to show off your quirks. It was a chance for the pro heroes to see what you can do in action. And that's why today you will gonna choose one internship of heroes that send you some of it." As Ida said, "Internships, you mean the sport festival was made to make pro heroes see what we can do, and then maybe send us an internship to train with them. As Aizawa said, exactly. That the reason of the sport festival. And now I will show you the result of everyone and how much you got internships. As he press a button and a screen pops up and showing the result. Izuku in the first place with 1,564 internship or request. As Izuku said, wow, that's a lot. Toga are in the place number 20 with just 30 internship. As Toga said, I don't have that much, but it's okay. As Izuku said, hey, don't be so sad. Bakugo didn't give you the chance to show off. It's not your fault. As Toga said, thank you. Well, anyways, at least I'll be able to choose faster than you. I mean, you'll have to run around like 1,000 papers. As Izuku said, yeah, that's a lot, but I will see what can I do. As Aizawa said, but before you look at your internships, we need to choose your hero names. As after that, Midnight come through the door as she said, and I will be the one that will gonna decide your hero names. The hero names need to be something that the hero that show off the hero to make people know that when they hear that name, they know that this is the name of that specific hero. A name that will gonna give them hope in the darkest time. So, I come here and tell me your names, and I will say if they are bad or not. And after that, everyone get excited and start putting their names. And Toga asked Izuku, hey. As Izuku said, huh, well, what is it? As Toga said, what is your hero name will be? As Izuku said, well, I have an idea. Well, what's your hero name will be? As Toga said, I, I have an idea, but I will gonna wait to let you hear it. As Izuku said, okay. And after everyone chooses their hero names, Izuku come, uh, you know, into the. Uh, why did I forget the name? In front of the class, and said, "From now on, you can call me the Eraser, the Erase Hero, Delete." And this is a temporary name. I still not sure about it. As Midnight said, "Well, it's easy, and explain your quirk, so I think it's good. But if you want it, if it's a temporary name, I'm ready to see any new names that you want to tell me in the future." And now we stop a little bit because, guys, I want you to choose a hero name for Izuku in this story. I I think Delete will be fitting, but I want to hear your own names. I'm quite wondering what you guys gonna choose. So put a hero name for Izuku in the comment down below and tell me about it. And if I liked it, I will gonna put it in the story. And we continue. After Izuku ended up, Toga stand up in front of the class with her smile as she said, "From now on, you can call me the Blood Hero, Bloody Mary." As Midnight said, "Ooh, I like this. You're explain your blood, and it's quite nice on you, dear." As Toga said, "Thank you." And Toga goes back to her seat as Izuku said, "Bloody Mary? Seriously?" As Toga said, "Hey, shut it off, delete face." As Izuku said, "Okay, now you are talking like Bakugo." As Toga said, "No, I don't." And after that, everyone started to choose their, you know, internships. Izuku looking through the paper saying, "No, no, 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 no." Bingo! I find it. As Toga said, what did you find?" As Izuku said, "The internship from Mr. Aizawa." As Toga said, "Are you gonna go with Mr. Aizawa again? Don't you think is you need at least a little bit of changing?" As Izuku said, "Maybe, but we will have more time to, you know, to train on the scarf and a little bit of strategies. So I think it will be the best thing to do right now." As Toga said, "Okay." As she started searching for one from Mr. Aizawa, as she find one, as she said, "Hey, Izuku, I also have one from Mr. Aizawa." As Izuku said, "So are you gonna go with him also? Also gonna go with him?" As he said, "Yeah, because if you will gonna let me, if you will gonna teach me more about your knife style, then I will gonna go. How about that?" As Izuku said, "Okay, it will be nice to have a little bit of company. Knowing Mr. Aizawa, he won't let me rest at all." As Kirishima and Uraka come, as Kirishima said, "Yo, easy bro, what internship did you choose?" "I choose the Crimson Riot. What did you choose?" As Izuku said, "Oh, uh, no, I chose the Mr. Aizawa, Eraserhead." As Uraka said, "Oh, that's quite good to hear. I chose as Mr. What was that name? Gunhead, yes. I chose Gunhead because Izuku said you want to learn some about martial arts even if you are a rescue hero." As Uraka said, that's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah. How do you know?" As Izuku said, much noticed. As though, you know her. Cur- Not Oraka, or yes, Oraka said, "Well, Toga, what did you choose for an internship?" As Toga said, "Oh, I'm gonna go with Mr. Aizawa." As Uraka gets a little bit surprised by this, said, okay, I need to go back to my desk." As she go back and start searching for one from Mr. Aizawa, but she said, "Come on, Mr. Aizawa, not now. Don't fail me now." As she didn't find a one paper from Mr. Aizawa. As she said, "God damn it. But why do I still feeling defeated? I need to ask someone about this. Maybe Mina know why." As Toga looking behind and Oraka saying in her mind, she think she can take him from me that easily? No. Even if she tried, I'm gonna just stab her." As after that, and after everyone gets ready, Izuku and Toga gets ready to get into, Aizawa agency. And the next day, Izuku and Toga are walking together to UA because, their houses are close to each other. And Aizawa seeing them both as he said, "Oh, well, Midoriya, I expected you were gonna come, but I didn't expect Miss Toga here." As Toga said, "Yeah, I want to know more about Izuku knife style and your fighting style." As Eraserhead said, "Okay. Izuku, Midoriya, can you get into the bus? I want to talk with Miss Toga here for a little bit." As Izuku said, "Okay, Eraserhead." As Izuku leave, and Toga said, "Well, Mr. Aizawa, what do you want to talk with me?" As Aizawa activate his quirk, his hair start levitating as he said, "I know why are you here. Why you are here, Miss Toga. You are here just because you like is Midoriya, isn't that right?" As Toga said, as Eraser has said, "Don't lie on me. I know exactly why you came here. You got internship from Blood King, and he have technically the same quirk as you, but you chose it to go with me. Why is that? The only reason that I can think of that you like is Midoriya, and you just want to go with him, isn't that right?" As Toga said, I just, as Eraser has said, "Well, if you're just here to try make Midoriya like you more, then let me tell you that you won't gonna get any chances soon enough to talk with Midoriya because I'll make sure that you will work for 24 hours in a day. And if you're not working, I'll make sure that you are asleep. So don't expect to get any chances to talk with Izuku or anything like that, understand? As Toga said, as Eraserhead stopping using his quirk as he said, well then, let's go. And after that, Toga got into the bus with Izuku. She she sat by her side as Izuku said, so, what does Mr. Aizawa told you? As Toga said, nothing, it's just nothing. He was just asking me why didn't I go with Blood King, for example, because his quirk is also blood. As Izuku said, yeah, I'm quite curious. Why didn't you go with Blood King or a hero that uses blood? As Toga said, I already told you I want to learn from your fight knife style and Mr. Aizawa fighting style. And after that, they go into a Racerhead agency. As they get in, they doesn't find anything. As Izuku said, this place is so empty. As Eraserhead said, well, Midoriya, Miss Toga, we are gonna start training. As Izuku said, okay, where are we gonna train? As all of the sudden Aizawa threw his scarf around Izuku, throwing him on a wall, making Izuku fall on the ground upside down. His head are right now on the ground. As he said, ouch, my head. As Aizawa said, I said we will gonna start training now. Toga from behind tried to go for Aizawa dodging her kick and then catch her hand with his scarf and throw her at Izuku. As Toga blushes a little bit and stand up as she said, Izuku, are you okay? As Izuku said, yeah, I'm okay. Well, looks like he's not gonna go easy, just as expected. As Izuku starts using his scarf that he using it around his arms and fists. As Izuku said, "You're from the right, I'm from the left." As Toga nods, and they start going around Eraserhead, using his quirk, making Izuku erase Izuku. As he said, "Well, it doesn't really affect anything, so." As he stopped using his quirk and start fighting only with his scarf because he know that his quirk won't work on Izuku. And Izuku throwing his scarf, Aizawa dodges the scarf of Izuku and got hold of it as he make Izuku go a little bit closer to him. And from behind, Toga was about to stab Eraserhead, but he, spin around with Izuku in front of him as Toga was about to stab Izuku. As she's stabbing him in his left arm, and Izuku screamed in pain. Ah, that hurts! As Aizawa throwing him away. As Toga said, "Are you okay, Izuku? I'm really sorry." As Izuku said, "It's not a problem. Just let's continue." As he take the knife out of his arm, as Aizawa said, "Is that all what you got? I thought that you are gonna be much more better than in a fight than this. You really disappoint me, Midoriya. And Miss Toga, you are no different than him." As Izuku smiled and said, "We will see." As after that, Izuku started jumping on the walls using the scarf of using his scarf, wrap it around two chairs, and then throw them at Eraserhead. Eraserhead dodging this, but a knife being thrown at him from far. As this knife cut a little bit of his face, as he looking, seeing Toga, as Toga and her mind saying, Thanks for the throwing knife training, Midoriya. It's really helpful, just like you said. As after that, Aizawa, after looking at Toga from behind, Izuku using his scarf, wrap it around Eraserhead and start spinning around and then throwing him at the wall. And after that, Toga come and kicking him on the face. Aizawa get a little bit away as he stand up saying, huh, maybe I was wrong. You are much more than just disappointing me. As Izuku said, what? As Aizawa start using his scarf wrapped around three. Right now they are fighting in a big office, a place where supposed a lots of people to be in. As he wrap it around another couple of chairs and throw them at Toga because he know that Toga will gonna make the big problem here. Izuku jump at Toga to save her as he pushing her out of the way. As he looking down saying, "Are you okay, Toga?" As Toga blushing a little bit as he said, I'm okay, but let's continue. He was gonna fight us." As Izuku stand up and then start using his scarf to wrap it around the lights in the ceiling as he starts going like Spider-Man moves. As Aizawa said, huh, what is it? What this now? As Izuku fall on Aizawa from above, Aizawa was ready to use his scarf, but from his side, Toga was rushing at him, pushing him out of the way. As Izuku, after that, finally got into the ground and got hold of Eraserhead legs using his scarf, and Toga got a little bit away as he throwing him on his back behind him. And after that, Eraserhead on the ground as he said, well, maybe you're good. Anyways, as he come back to his normal mode as he said, good work there. But Izuku, Midoriya, you need to work more on your scarf. And Toga, you are just so bad. You need to work much harder than him. As two of them said, yes, sir. And after that, a couple of training on the scarf, on the knives and things like that, kicks and punches. And the next day, Izuku wake in his, own room in the agency because they have rooms in the agency. As he wakes up and Toga wakes up, the two of them leave the room wearing their hero outfits. Izuku, his t-shirt with the long sleeves and his hoodie jacket with the short sleeves, wearing the goggles and his hoodie on his hand and wrapping around his arms the Aizawa scarf. As they come down, as Aizawa said, well, Midoriya, Toga, today we are gonna go on villain hunt. As Izuku said, villain hunt? What that exactly? As Eraserhead said, well, my agency was working on a villain that called himself. As Aizawa said, well, we are gonna hunt the villain that he called himself the Fox. As Izuku said, the Fox? Who's that? As Eraserhead said, well, it's a very dangerous villain. He has stole lots of banks and has been killing people that he just hate or just to do it for fun. Sometimes he just steals something just because he liked it. As Toga said, is he really that dangerous? If he just is, he seems to me like just someone that stealing things. As Aizawa said, maybe you think that he's not dangerous, but he's so dangerous. And he always have a weird fighting style. Every time I was fighting him, sometime he was winning on me and sometime I was winning on him, but he was always able to run away. But this time, since I have you by my side, things might change. And Izuku said, yeah, Eraserhead said, I need you to use your del- delete ability. As Midoriya said, Izuku said, you mean the... As Aizawa said, yes, your ability to delete quirks forever. That guy is so dangerous, and he have a very, very strong regeneration quirk. So strong that makes the Nomu looks like a little puppet. This guy can literally regenerate out of thin air. As Izuku surprised saying, thin air? He can regenerate just even if he total his whole body just disappeared? As Aizawa said, yes. And we will gonna go in the night, but right now we should train and I will tell you more information about that guy. As after they take information and train for a little bit, Izuku, Toga, Eraserhead get ready to go out for the fox hunt. As they start jumping on the roofs, Aizawa said the last place that he was seeing in is was Hoso City, stealing some ladies out of their bags or something. As Izuku said, seriously, he can literally regenerate out of thin air, and he just stealing bags and moto motorcycles out of people. As Aizawa said, yeah, he's so weird, I don't even understand him. As after they just jump around, they finally see a guy with a... wait a second. With the silver hair with and red eyes, wearing a red jacket with a red leather jacket with the red pants. As Aizawa said, that's him. Let's jump down. As they jump down, Eraserhead in front, Izuku on the left side, and Toga on the right. As Eraserhead said, "Stop there, fox." As the fox turned around, saying, "Oh, Eraserhead, is that you? Oh, it's been nice. Well, how much did we fight? This is the time number 36, I believe." As Aizawa said, "Oh, come on already, Fox. Are you gonna give up, or should I defeat you?" As the fox said, "Well, to be honest, you defeated me like 10 times. I defeated you like 20 times, and the other 6 were uh, just two of us running away. But who's that kid? And that chick's over there." As Toga said, "Hey." As Eraser has said, "Those are that you call them children's are gonna help me beat you." As Fox said, "Well, how about I introduce myself to the new people?" As he said, "Mine, you can call me Ben. Leave the thing of Fox out of the way." You have a nice goggles, kid. I will gonna take those." As Izuku said, "What do you mean you will gonna take those?" As after that, Ben raises his right arm into Izuku. Izuku right now, he's closing his goggles. He doesn't open it up. As Izuku blinks behind his goggles, and suddenly he feels his goggles out of his face. As he said, "What the?" As he start touching his face, his goggles nowhere. As he look at Ben, as Ben said, "Well, looks like these are good goggles. They will be very good with my new little toys." As Ben put the goggles on his forehead, as Izuku said, "Give that back to me." As Ben looking at Izuku, I saying, "Oh, hey there, Tiger. Well, at least we have something in common. Red eyes, huh?" As Izuku getting angry, as he said, "We will see." As Ben said, "Come on, guys, should we fight? I really just was walking around, stealing the bags from the ladies." as Toga said, "Are you serious? How are you even a villain? You're acting like a child." As Ben said, "A child? Looks who's talking. A 16 years old girl that she wearing a school uniform." As Aizawa said, "Enough. This is the last time that you will gonna run away from here, Fox." As Ben said, "Oh, seriously, Aizawa? Again? Well, this is the time number 37." As he take out his, you know, the metal thing. I don't know its name. I won't gonna say it. I don't care. As he starts spinning it around, as he said, "Well, let's see what you got, kids." As after that, Aizawa tried using his scarf and throwing it at Ben. Ben dodging it. Cat got hold of his scarf and make Aizawa come closer to him. Toga throwing a knife at Ben, and Ben dodging it as he said, "Oh, hey there, girl. You know, it's not good for girls to have knife with them, you know. The only place that can a girl use a knife, it's in the kitchen." As Toga said, "Shut up." As Izuku come from behind saying, "Give me my goggles back, you brat." As Ben dodging his punch and punching him in the back of his, in his back, using his arm, as he said, "Who are you calling brat, little kid?" As after that, he kicked Izuku in his stomach, throwing him on a wall. Aizawa came back to try kick Ben in the chest, but Ben catching his leg and throwing him on a toga. As he said, "Is that all what you got? I was expecting more, but this is so boring, you know. Well, at least let's see what that kid got." As Izuku stand up and looking directly at Ben with the red eyes, as Ben said, "Ooh, glowing. You know, kid, you are so interesting, and you should control your anger, because you remind me of one of my oldest friend." As Izuku rushing at him with increased speed, as Ben said in his mind, his speed is he's much faster than before. Is he was just joking around? Has been getting serious, using his metal pipe, trying to hit Izuku. Izuku dodging the attack and kick Ben in the stomach, and Ben cough a little bit of blood. Izuku using a knife, stabbing it into his left arm. As Ben jumped behind, as he wipes away the blood out of his mouth and take the knife away, as he said, "Too bad, but I won't gonna just be injured for so long." Has been waiting for his wounds to heal, but nothing happened, as he said, "What the?" As he looked at Izuku, smiling at him with his red eyes, as he said, "You know, it's one of my abilities. I can also delete quirks just like Aizawa, but I can't stop it." As Ben said, oh, I understand now. Eraserhead, did you got your son here to fight your fights? To fight in your place? Well, to be honest, he's doing a lot better than you. He at least kick me in the face once." As Izuku screams, saying, "I'm not his son!" As he rushed at Ben, Ben using his metal pipe, tried to hit Izuku in his face. Izuku catching the pipe and then drag Ben close to him and give him a head and hit him with his head on his own Ben head, as Ben fall on the ground saying, "Ouch, my skull. You know, kid, you have a very thick skull. It will gonna take more than that to throw me on the ground." As Ben smile and start jumping on the walls, Izuku said in his mind, "He's so fast. Where is he?" As he just jumping left to right, and Izuku finally seeing a leg was gonna hit him in the face, but before that happened, a knife being thrown at Ben leg as he fall on the ground as he said, "Ouch! Who's that?" As he see Toga smiling at him, saying, "Well, sorry, but I'm not gonna just let you hit him." As Ben's getting annoyed as he said, little girl, aren't you supposed to be in the kitchen or something?" As Toga said, "I'm not a girl. Stop calling me that." As Aizawa stand up, using his scarf, wrapping it around Ben that he right now on the ground, and then throwing him on the wall. Ben taking the knife out of his leg as he said, "This is bad. My injuries are not healing. Is this kid quirk not stopping?" As Ben after that keep the knife with him as he said, "Well, well, well, kid, you have guts, you know, and your quirk is amazing for sure. The ability to delete quirks, you're not even like Aizawa, you seem you don't need to blink. Well, too bad, but I'll have to make you blind." As he smiled and rushed at Izuku. And after that, Izuku dodging the knife that Ben was about to slash his eyes with as he punching him in the stomach and throwing him upwards using his scarf. And after Izuku dodging the slash of Ben, Aizawa came in and using his scarf wrapped around Ben and then throw him on another wall. As Ben coughs a little bit of blood, saying, "Well, that was hurt. I think I broke a couple of bones. But once I'm done with that kid, nothing will gonna stop me." As Ben is go to slash Izuku eyes again, but Izuku dodges it and throw a punch at Ben face, throwing him back. Toga come from behind and slash Ben in his you know have a a little stomach as he starts bleeding as he said in his mind, "Damn it, I need to find the weak point of that kid." As after that, he see Izuku coming in front Toga. As Ben eyes watching as he said, "Yes, a weak point." As after that, he start jumping on the walls again, and uh, after a couple of jumps, he go to slash Toga eyes. As Izuku seeing this, he pushed Toga out of the way, and Ben was able to slash Izuku right eye. As Izuku falling on the ground, putting his right hand on his eye, saying, "Ah, my eye!" As Ben was about to stab Izuku left eye, but Aizawa came in and kicked Ben in his side and throw him away. As Aizawa said, "Midori, are you okay?" As Izuku said, "That bastard, my eye." As Izuku eye is Aizawa tried to see Izuku eye. He said, "Your eye's fine. You're not blinded, but stay. Make sure to close it for now." As Izuku said, "Okay." Toga running for Izuku, saying, "Izuku, are you okay?" As she tearing up. As Izuku said, "I'm fine. Are you okay?" As she said, "Don't care about me. What about you?" As Izuku said, "I'm fine. Let's just end this already." As Ben said, "Oh ho ho, how funny, the little girl scared on her little boyfriend. You know, you remind me of my girlfriend. She was a little cute, but too bad she died. And now I'm still here. But anyways, let's end this." As he starts rushing at Eraserhead using his scarf, trying to wrap it around Ben, but Ben catch the scarf and goes to hit Aizawa in his face, but before that, Izuku from behind said, "Hey!" As Ben looks behind, as Toga got that chance and stabbed Ben in his back, as Ben said, "Ah, my back!" as he fall on the ground. And right now, Toga then, using the quirk canceling device, put it on Ben's hands as Ben said, "Damn it, take this off me!" As Toga hitting him on the head, saying, eh, "If you ever try to touch my Izuku again, I will kill you." As Izuku hearing this saying, "Your Izuku?" As Toga understand what she said, as she blushes and said, um, uh, nothing." As Ben said, "Oh, would you look at that? Hey, kid, you're really bad at understanding the signals, aren't you?" As Izuku said, "The signals? What do you mean with that?" As Ben said, "Don't you get it? This girl is," as a Eraserhead hit Ben on the back of his head, and after that said, "There, finally we catched him. Izuku, are you okay?" As Izuku said, "I'm okay, but I need some medical attention." As Toga take out of her, you know, bag a little bandage as she wrapped it around Izuku's eye, as she said, You know that you shouldn't do that, right? What's I don't know what would happen to me if I lost you." As Izuku smiled, saying, "Oh, come on, you know I would do that anyways." As Toga said, "You are an idiot." And after that, Aizawa said, "Well, kids, good job, we catches him. Midoriya, I wish you can go to, you know, you and Toga go to the what the agent my agency. I will gonna take care of Ben from here." As Izuku and Toga said, "Okay." And after a little bit of bandages, Izuku and Toga start jumping on the roofs. And after that, Toga said, "Izuku, can you stop for a moment?" As Izuku stopped, right now he doesn't wear his hoodie, and he got his goggles back from Ben. And after that, Izuku said, "Yeah, Toga?" As Toga said, "Izuku, there's something I want to tell you from a long time." As Izuku said, "Oh, come on, tell me. Don't be scared. If it's something that you secret, I will gonna keep it. Don't worry." As Toga said, "Well, since the first day that I saw you when you saved me, I was really thankful to you, and you changed my life to better. I don't know what my life would be if it wasn't for you, and I always was thankful for everything you did to me, teaching me, helping me, make me know a new friends, and making my life a lot better." As Izuku said, "Well, you don't really need to thank me for that. We are friends in the end." As Toga said, "That's the problem. You are not just my friend, but I, I just," as Izuku hearing from behind screaming, as he said, "Toga, there's someone screaming." As Toga come back to reality, said, Yeah, right, let's go." As after that, Izuku seeing a lots of nomos as the heroes are asking for help. As Izuku said, "Damn it, there's a lots of nomos. Maybe Shigaraki and Kiriguri is here." As Toga said, "What do we do?" As he hear another screaming from behind, as he said, "That scream is..." Toga continues saying, "It's Ida." As Izuku said, "Toga, do you think you can take care of the nomos with the heroes?" As she said, okay. Uh, you go save Ida, okay?" As Izuku nods and then leave. We cut into Ida that he right now on the ground, as He said, I can't move from above him. A guy with lots of knives and a sword on his back said, You fake are really disgust me, you know. Coming here for vengeance for your brother. Forgetting that there's another hero here need to be saved. This world need to be cured from the likes of you. As he go to stab Ida, and before that, uh, some weird scarf wrapped around his sword and being pulled. As Izuku catching the sword after pulling it, as he said, Well, you have a very nice sword, but to be honest with you, I'm not gonna let you kill him. As, you know, the guy with the sword said, Who are you? Another fake? Coming here for vengeance or something? As Izuku said, No, you can call me Delete, but I'm here just to save those that you're trying to kill. As the guy with the knives looking at Izuku's body, seeing some slashes and his right eye being with bandages, as he said, You're in a bad condition, don't you think? What do you think you make you able to fight me with your bad condition, with your injuries? As Izuku said, Well, I don't really believe that I will defeat you, but who knows, maybe I'll be able, and I can't just stand there waiting for you to kill him. As Stain smiled as he looked at Ida, saying, Now that's a real hero, try to learn from him. As Stain said, what's your name, kid? I like you. As Izuku said, I already told you. Delete. As Stain said, No, I mean the other one, your real name. As Izuku looking at this guy, as he said, Well, how about you tell me your name first? As Stain said, Okay, you can call me Stain. And you? Izuku said, Midoriya. Izuku Midoriya. As Stain said, Well, Izuku, you are a true hero, so I will let you leave if you let me kill this fake here. As Izuku said, Sorry, but I'm not letting you leave. Not even without killing him. I will gonna save him and save that guy. As Stain smiled, saying, Well, then come at me. As Stain take two knives out of his, the thing around his chest. Izuku right now doesn't wear his goggles because his right eye covered in bandages, his goggles around his neck. As Stain throw one knife and go to slash Izuku with the other. He managed to slash Izuku left arm, as Izuku putting his right arm on his left, saying, Damn it. As Stain said, Well, sorry, but this fight is over. As Stain lick the blood of Izuku from the knife. As Izuku said, You you remind me of something. You remind me of someone, or some girl that she in my school. She also tastes blood. As Stain, as Stain surprising. What? Why aren't you paralyzed? As Izuku said, Oh, so that's why you have lots of knives, huh? So let me guess, your quirk give you the ability to paralyze someone when you lick their blood, isn't that right? Ida, as Ida said, yes, he tastes a little bit of my blood and I fall on the ground paralyzed. As Stain said, Smart, but how my quirk is not working, kid. As Izuku said, Erase. So easy. As Izuku dashes at Stain using his sword because he took Stain's sword. As he tried to slash Stain, Stain dodges it and go to stab Izuku. Izuku dodging this attack and go to kick Stain in the stomach, throwing Stain away. As Stain starts jumping on the walls, Izuku said in his mind, "Damn it, why everybody's trying to jump on the walls?" As Stain go to stab him from behind, but Izuku get down and then using his scarf wrap it around Stain legs and start spinning him around, throwing him on a wall. Stain get out of the wall as he said, "You're a good fighter. What is your quirk, kid?" As Izuku said, "Like hell I'm gonna tell you." As Stain jump at Izuku again and tried to kick him in the face. Izuku catching the kick, Stain flips around and giving Izuku a punch in his face as Izuku fall on his back, and then he flip backwards and stand up, throwing the sword at Stain. Stain dodging the sword and go to take it as he said, "Thank you. I really like this sword. It was with me from my first days." As Izuku said, "Yeah, okay, whatever." As Izuku using his scarf throw it at Stain. Stain dodges it and get hold of the scarf and make Izuku getting close to him. As he tried to lick some of Izuku left hand blood, as he licks it, and Izuku fall on the ground paralyzed. As Stain said, "Huh, finally your quirk erase has been finally effect gone." As Izuku said, I can't move." As Stain said, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna kill you. You're a true hero, but that fake, he will gonna die." As Stain starts walking into Ida, as he said, "Any last words?" As Izuku said, "One last word. Behind you." As Izuku throw a knife at, you know him, Stain back. Stain catching, then try to dodge the knife, but it's being on his back. As he said, "Ah, my back! And how are you moving? You're supposed to be paralyzed." As Izuku said, "Well, maybe it's the time so I can tell you about my quirk. My quirk, erase. I can delete anyone quirks that I see. And I can turn it off, so too bad. As long as I see you, you are without a quirk, but I'm really impressed. You are so fast and so strong. You know, with your training, maybe you would be a very good hero." As Dane said, "Maybe, but I'm not gonna become a hero because someone need to make their hands dirty to make this society better." As Stain takes the knife out of his back and throw it at Izuku. Izuku dodges it and Stain goes to stab him, but before that, a mountain of ice being thrown at Stain, throwing him back. As Izuku looking, he see Shoto. As he said, Shota said, "Well, do you need help?" As Izuku said, "Not really, but I will appreciate it." As Izuku and Todoroki start fighting, Izuku said, "This guy quirk can paralyze you if he tastes your blood, so be careful of being scratches or maybe injured." As Todoroki said, "Okay," and they start fighting Stain together. Todoroki throwing ice, Stain dodges it. Izuku using his scarf to wrap around Stain. Stain tried dodges but is catching him. Izuku throwing him back. Todoroki throwing fire at Stain, burning him a little bit as Stain fall on the ground. As he said, "No, I'm not gonna end like this. I refuse to end like this." As Izuku go to him and kick him in the face. As he said, "Sorry, but you're done." As he breathing heavily saying, God damn it, that was really hard. Two villains in one night. This is too much, as Todoroki said. Well, good job, as Ida finally stopped from paralyzing as he said, "You two, this is my fight, is not yours," as Izuku goes to him and punch him in the face, breaking his glasses as he said, "Shut up, you was about to die because of your selfishness and your unreasonable acts, acts, act, as your brother was a hero. Why are you trying to get vengeance? Aren't you supposed to be a hero? Is that how you are gonna become? Taking vengeance for your brother? This is so selfish of you, Ida. You always acting like you want to become a hero. But right now I'm think that you should just leave you A. You forgot there is another one that injured here. And you, instead of trying help that person, you Stade wanted to take vengeance more than saving that hero. Isn't that right, Ida? Tell me, is that something your brother would do?" As Ida started crying, saying, "I'm sorry. I was blinded by vengeance, and I'm really sorry. I I will gonna try to be better." As Izuku said, "You better try, because and the next time I don't think I'll be able to save your ass." And Todoroki thanked for the help. And after that, Endeavor and the police came in as Endeavor said, "What is happening here?" As he see Stain on the ground, Izuku with the one his left eye open and his right eye in bandages, and he see Ida standing up and Todoroki there as he said, "Huh, so you kids defeated the villains. Huh, impressive." But anyways, as after the police take the Stain Rapid, capturing him, Kurogiri and Shigaraki looking from far as Shigaraki said, "Well, Kurogiri, send the Nomo after that brat. Master will be really happy to see him." As Kurogiri said, "Yes, master." As he opened the portal, a flying Nomo came through it as Izuku said, "Well, Todoroki, thanks for the help," as he was about to pump fists together, but a flying creature catches him as Izuku starts flying, but before that, Stain break out of his chains and fly after the Nomo, or jump after the Nomo as he's tapping him in the head, making Izuku and the Nomo fall off as he said, "This kid is a real hero. I won't let some weird creature take him." As Izuku looking at this, saying, "What is he really that much into his philosophy of true heroes?" Seeing this in his mind, and after that, the police catch Stain again. As Shigaraki said, this is not fair. Why Stain is here? From all people. Stain, why did you do that? This is not fair. This is not fair. I was supposed to catch him and take him to Master, but... Kurogiri, take me away from here." As Kurogiri and Shigaraki goes, and after that, Izuku, Todoroki, and Ida are in the hospital. Todoroki having a little bit of scratches, Izuku having his eye a little bit hurt as they take off the bandages, as Izuku have a little bit of scratch on his eye from a little scratch from it's like from up and down, as they give him a mirror as Izuku said, well, to be honest, I look badass like this." As the doctor said, "Well, I'm happy that you see it from the bright side." As Izuku said, "Thank you, doctor." And after that, the chief of police and the detective come through the door with All Might. As All Might said, well, young Midoriya, good job out there. But, as the chief of police said, kids, I'm sorry, but you doesn't have a license to use your quirk. As Izuku said, well, I have the agreement of Mr. Aizawa. As the detective said, well, we actually know about that. So, don't worry, we know about your conditions, but Todoroki and Ida didn't have the hero license to use their quirks, so we will have to give the credits to Stain. No, not Stain. Give the credits to Endeavor of capturing the hero killer Stain. As Izuku said, whatever, I don't care. As All Might said, but young Midoriya, you have helped Aizawa to capture the fox. That villain was really fucking annoying, to be honest with you. As Izuku said, whoa, I never heard you say something like that before. As All Might said, I'll be actually true with you. He is very annoying. I was tried to run after him a couple of times, but he always was running away. But right now, with you and Miss Toga and Aizawa was really helpful, and you captured him. So, congratulations on that achievement. As after that, Izuku said, "Thank you, Miss All Might." As the chief of police said, and Miss Young Midoriya, don't worry, you have ax. We will gonna put on the news that Eraserhead, with the help of two students of his, Izuku Midoriya and Himiko Toga, has captured the fox, the villain fox. So you got credit for that. As Izuku said, I really don't think about the credits too much. I just want to save people. As All Might smile, saying, "That's what I like to hear from you, young Midoriya. You always was like this, aren't you?" And after that, Izuku get out of the hospital. As in front of the hospital, Toga seeing him, Izuku right now wearing his goggles because he still doesn't want to erase anyone quirk that he look at. As Sheila runs at him and hugging him, she said, "Are you okay? I was really worried about you." And as Izuku said, yeah, I know, you was really worried about me and I'm an idiot and blah blah. As Toga said, "Oh, what's happened to your eyes? Can I see it?" As Izuku said, "Are you sure?" As Toga said, "Please, just don't make me worry." As Izuku said, "Fine, fine." As Izuku left, take down his goggles and open his eyes, revealing that his right eye having a little bit of scratch from up and down. As Toga said, I'm sorry that you needed to take a scratch like a, a scar like that on your eye." As Izuku said, "Don't worry, it's nothing too important. Too important." As Toga and Hermione saying, I really didn't want his cute face to be ruined. Why did you do this, Toga?" As she said, "But for to be actually true with you, is you look very cute with it." As Izuku blushing a little bit, saying, I really doesn't expect cute to be the right word, but anyways, thank you." As Aizawa came in, saying, "Well, Midoriya, thanks for the help with Miss Toga here. Toga was able to hold off a lot of Nomus. I'm impressed with your work, Toga." As Toga said, "Thank you, Mr. Aizawa." As Aizawa continued saying, "And Midoriya, you impressed me a lot. You have gone far from my expectation. You already helped me defeat the fox, and I might even say you have defeated it by your own. And you even go so far to even fight Stain, the hero killer. I know you won't gonna get credit for that, but at least I know that you are the one that he defeated him. And I'm really proud of you, as Izuku said, thank you, Mr. Eraserhead. As he said, well, you two deserve a little bit of rest. Take the take the day off and go to your house, play some video games, or do whatever you do. I don't care. As Izuku and Toga said, okay, Mr. Aizawa, and after that, Toga said, well, Izuku, goodbye. As Izuku said, well, the does your family in the house tonight? As she said, well, no, they are out for work. I'm alone today. As he said, well, how about we go to my house and play some video games? As Toga said, really? I like video games. As Izuku said, well then, let's go. As Toga agreed with that, and Izuku and Toga go to the Izuku house, and after that is Izuku knock on the door. He's right now doesn't wear his goggles. As Inko opens up, as she said, oh, Midoriya, what's happened to your face? As Izuku said, oh, you mean this? It was just from a villain. As she held her son face, as she said, oh, my cute boy, what's happened to you? As she said, don't scare me like this, but to be honest with you, you actually quite look a little bit cool with it. As Izuku said, thanks, mom. As Inko said, well, come in. As she looked behind, she see a girl with a blonde hair and yellow eyes. As she said, oh, Midoriya, who's this? As Izuku said, oh, yeah, this is Himiko Toga, the girl that she in my class. As Toga smiled, she said, hello, my name is Himiko Toga, but are you really Izuku mom? As Inko said, well, yeah, of course I'm his mother. As Toga said, well, it's really unexpected because your hair is green and your eyes is green, while Izuku hair is black and his eyes red. As Inko said, yeah, he had a green hair and green eyes before, but when his quirk manifested, he's just changed for no specific reason. As Inko said, well, Midor Izuku, why did you got your friend here? As Izuku said, well, her family is not in the house, so I think that we played a little bit of video games. As Inko said, okay, come in. And after they come in, Toga said, you have a very nice house, Miss Inko. As Inko said, thank you, dear. Well, feel like you're in home. As Izuku go to his room and take off his jacket and his goggles and just put his black t-shirt, black t-shirt with no sleeves and his pajama and just get out. As he said, mom, what are we gonna eat on dinner? As Inko said, well, I was preparing something for both of us, but I didn't expect that you were gonna get a friend. So as Toga said, oh, I can help with that. As Inko said, are you sure, dear? I really doesn't want to worry you about cooking. As Toga said, no, I cook with my mom a lot in the house. I know some about cooking. As Inko said, well, if you really want, you can come here and help. As Inko and Toga start cooking together, and after that they start eating. As Izuku said, well, mom, your cook is a lot better than normal. As Inko said, oh, it's not me. That's what is in your what is in your plate right now? Toga is the one that cook it, as Izuku said. Seriously? As he looked at Toga, saying, Toga, this is amazing. This is really delicious. As she said, thank you, while she blushing. As Inko seeing this, as she smiled and said, well, Toga, I want to ask you a question. As Toga said, what is it, Miss Inko? As she said, well, what did you felt the first time when Izuku saved you from those villains? As Toga blushes a little bit, saying, as Izuku said, Mom, it's a very old story. You can't just let her get these bad memories every time. As Toga said, no, no, it's okay. Well, I felt s- 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 um, safe beside him, as Izuku said, safe? Well, you're welcome. As Inko started laughing a little bit to herself, thinking, oh, Midoriya, you're really bad at knowing uh, what they call it. I forgot what his name again. Yes, you are really bad at understanding the signals, huh? As Izuku said, what signals? That weird villain also told me that I'm bad at knowing signals. What signals are you all talking about? As Inko said, nothing, nothing. Well, are you gonna stay here for tonight, Toga? As Toga said, well, wasn't expect that. As Izuku said, well, it's time late, so you can sleep in the bed. I was gonna sleep on the couch for tonight. As Toga said, okay. As after that, Toga go to sleep in Izuku room while Izuku sleeping on the couch. Toga open, the light, seeing Izuku room, seeing his goggles, some clothes, and some knives, his computer, and things like that. As she said, so this is his room? Well, it's so basic, and this is are the knives that he was talking about? As she's seeing a lot of different knives. Big, small, sharp, strong, heavy, weight, light, things like this. As she said, wow, he really have lots of knives. As she seeing a little photo of him with Inko, as she said, he really had green hair and green eyes before. As after that, she opened, you know, the uh, desk of Izuku, seeing a sunglasses. As she said, does this what he was wearing when before he got the goggles? As Toga wears it, as shit. It's quite dark. As she putting it in her bag, saying, well, I wish he will not noticed. And after that, she got on Izuku bed, saying, well, his bed is so soft and it smell nice. As she blushing to herself, thinking, Toga, don't think like that. Shake this thought off your head, Toga. Uh, but he's really cute. If it wasn't for that scream of the Nomu, I would have told him that I love him. As after that, Toga go to sleep, and this is where I'm gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, tell me what do you think about this part, and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part, and don't forget to give me a names for Izuku hero name, because delete is just a temporary name. If I find something better in the comment, I will gonna choose it. So I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.